Hello and welcome back to the last episode of the Escalate Lacrosse podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Warren, and today we will be talking about my top 10 lacrosse players of all time. This is a list that I got recommended to do with my friends, and I'm excited to do it. So, when you look at top 10 players of all time, I'm mainly considering like the pros, a little bit of the pros, a little mix of the college, kind of a combination of both, because there's a lot that goes into being the GOAT of lacrosse, and you can't just think of the college game and you can't just think of the pro game. You got to kind of combine it. So, starting off the list with number one, I got to go with my GOAT, Mikey Powell. Had a phenomenal career at Syracuse, won championships, toward tons, you name it, he won it. Had an incredible career. And only played a few years in the pros. I think he only played like 3 seasons. But when he had the stick in his hand, he was dominant. He was unbelievable to watch. Watch some of his highlights. I wasn't alive really to watch him, unfortunately. I was too young, but he's the best player of all time, hands down. I don't think there's that much of a debate for it. I think he's that good. Incredibly shifty, great vision, great finishing the ball. The guy has some swagger that no one else, whoever's held a lacrosse stick has. He's that good. Big Mikey Powell fan. I wish he played more in the pros, but yeah. Coming in number 2, so we have John Grant Jr., another attackman just like Mikey, but Grant played at Delaware, graduated in 1999. Then played in the pros till I believe 2019, maybe 2020. I forget which one was his last season, but he played for a very long time. Played till he was about like 45. Had an incredible career. Pretty sure he leads all time in points. I could be wrong. Could be Rabel. I might be wrong there. But insane career. Super dominant, super crafty, Canadian. With the behind the backs, the backhanders, the twisters. He did it all. One of the pioneers of the MLL. Had an incredible career and on the field and in box. Great box career as well. Yeah, John Grant Jr. super dominant, incredible player. Coming in at number 3, this is where I'm going to have Paul Rabel, midfielder, played at Johns Hopkins, graduated in 2007, I want to say, maybe 2008. One of those 2 years. Had an incredible career there. I think he was like a 4-time All-American, maybe 3. Won a championship, maybe 2. I could be wrong. I know he won a championship. Great career, great player. He owns the PLL now. So in terms of, if you want to talk about influence, Rabel's probably the GOAT. You combine everything, but he had an incredible college career, incredible pro career. He did it all. He was extremely dominant in 2010s in the PLL. No one was better than him. No one was a bigger matchup nightmare than Paul Rabel. Super physical, gets down the alley on it. He can feed the rock. He can rip the 2-ball. He can do it all. He can feed it. He can do everything. Great. He's the best midfielder of all time, hands down. Schreiber's getting close, but I still got Rabel for that spot. Coming in at number 4, give me Dave Petromala, defenseman. Played at Johns Hopkins, and then I want to say in the late 80s, early 90s. Had an incredible career. Was the best defenseman of all time. The guy was feared beyond all. Was an absolute monster. And then played a couple seasons in the MILL, I believe. I don't know if he ever played in the MLL. I think he may have played a couple seasons in the early 2000s. Might be wrong there. But when he played, he was like just terrifying. Anyone who talks about him says like he was incredible. He was one of the hardest players to go against. So I gotta put Petro at number 4. Coming in at number 5, this is probably where I'll have Lyle Thompson. Lyle, in college, there was no one more creative and crafty than Lyle. He was a matchup problem in every game. Those 2 Albany teams were absolutely disgusting with him and Thompson trio between him, Miles, and Ty. And then even when he was playing with Connor Field as his senior year, two-time who else is a 2-time Toward Town winner? Nobody. I'm pretty sure it's just Lyle. So his college career alone would probably get him in the top 10. He had a great pro career. Right now he's not playing field, he's just playing box, but in his time in the pros, he's been really, really good. So gotta give him credit where credit is due. Probably the most fun player to watch all time in terms of how many tricks he's got up his sleeve. The guy's just incredible. He's amazing to watch. Love me some Lyle Thompson. Coming in at number 6, we have, this one's a little tough. I'm gonna go with, I might teeter in between two here. I'll go with Tom Schreiber. I'll go with Tom Schreiber at number 6. Second best midfielder of all time. Incredible player. I mean, his career in the PLL, he's still super dominant. Just won an MVP. Just won back-to-back championships. I mean, he's incredible. He's incredible to watch. He was a great career at Princeton. Unfortunately, never won a title there. But he's made up for it in the pros with back-to-back championships for the Archers. So he's put on a show in the pros. Absolute missile of a shot, both hands, can feed the rock like no other. The guy's an absolute menace. So Tom Schreiber serves number 6 spot, and this is who I was kind of teetering him with, was Lee Zink, defenseman. Played at Maryland, had a great pro career, one of the best pro careers all time. Multiple-time national champion, multiple-time All-Star. I mean, you name it, he did it. He was a defensive player of the year. He was absolutely outstanding, incredible player. But I have him kind of tied with the 7th spot with Brody Merrill. Those two, I felt like they had very similar careers, both incredibly dominant. But you could pick either or. I think Merrill is maybe slight. I think I give Zink a slight edge, but they're tied for 7 and 8. Those 2 spots. Give them to both of them. Merrill played at Georgetown. Had an incredible pro career. I mean, one of the best pro careers of all time. All-time leader in ground balls as a defenseman. Caused turnovers galore. The guy can do it all. He's an absolute legend. Can't take that away from Merrill. He's a GOAT. Coming in at number 9 now, we will have, I was kind of teetering on if I wanted a Fogle on this list, which I think would be Baptiste. I think he's the best Fogle of all time. I think him and Big Greg Redlin. I think he's probably surpassed Greg by now with how dominant he's been. But I decided I'm not going to put a Fogle on this list. Instead, I'm going to give the 9th spot to Gary Gait. A lot of people are probably mad I have Gait this low, but Gait barely played in the pros. I know the same thing with Petro, but I feel like there's better offensive players than Gary. Gary had an incredible career, polarized the sport. I mean, one of the pioneers of lacrosse. You gotta show him some love. Absolute legend. I would be mad if you had him higher. You could have him top 3 for like Gary. He's that good. But there's just so many great guys out there. He kind of slipped a little bit for me. Incredible career at Syracuse. Played the MILL just like Petro for a little bit. And I think he had a brief MILL career, but he was in his late 30s by then, so he wasn't as great. But love me some Gary Gait. He can be at number 9. And then at number 10, I want to give it to a couple different guys, but I think I'm going to give it to Michael Earhart, give it to another current guy. He's had an absurd career. Multiple LSM of the Years awards have gone to him. He is so dominant. He's so good with ground balls, caused turnovers, you name it. He's incredible. Had a great career at Maryland, great pro career. Multiple-time champion, I think 2-time champion. I don't think he won any with the Hounds, so yeah, absolute stud. That is my top 10 list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for everything these last 7 weeks. It was fun making these videos. And yeah, this is Escalate Lacrosse, signing out.